Hello everybody and welcome to this afternoon's drive. I was going to say good afternoon and then I decided to change that because for some of you viewing elsewhere in the world it's not the afternoon. But it is an afternoon here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. It is a hot Sunday. At the moment it's 32 degrees and in Fahrenheit that is 90. It's been a really hot day. It looked like there was the promise of rain this morning, but that didn't materialize, and now we have just been baked basically this afternoon. The forecast does have a little bit of rain coming in the week to come, maybe even overnight a little bit, nothing serious. But we are getting to that time of the year when rain is expected, and we're getting into October, which is when the temperatures crank up quite a bit. And the rain typically comes towards the end of October, maybe a little bit of a shower here and there in the early parts of the month. But we do expect towards the end of the month rain to come. So these hot days are just going to become a daily part of our lives. Which way should we go? Let's go this way. I do apologize if my voice seems a little bit rough this afternoon. Victoria and myself went with Brent last night to watch the South Africa rugby team, the Springboks, play the Argentine team in what was effectively a final for the rugby championship, which we ended up winning, and I kind of lost my voice in the process. It seems to have come back throughout the day, so it's not too bad. It may be later it will fade as I talk for these next couple of hours. How are we all doing today? How has your week been? How's the weekend been? If you're in South Africa, I hope you've had a good weekend. It has been a good weekend with us taking the victory over Argentina last night. I hope it's been a nice restful Sunday for you. And then if you're watching elsewhere, maybe you're from America, I hope you have a great Sunday. And I hope we can get it to a good start. As is quite typical on these hot days, I suspect the first little bit of drive might be a bit quiet this afternoon. As we build up to sunset, it will start cooling down a little bit. And as it cools down, we tend to see more wildlife. But we are going to make our way towards Leopard Dam. It's fast becoming one of my favorite spots on the Rietspruit. See if there's anything there, having an early evening drink, late afternoon. And we'll see what's out. There have been some rhinos seen around Wildbeest Dam up in the north of Blowbank, and some on Kaya, otherwise nothing else. I did see some male lion tracks as we left camp, but they weren't too fresh. And those boys do like to cover some ground. I was hoping that this dark-capped bulbul will sit still for us, but it hasn't. Okay, we're not too far from the dam, and then we'll stop there, spend a little bit of time at Leopard Dam, see if there is anything there, see if there's any birds maybe. We're not going to try and keep count of our birds this afternoon. All three of us had our attempts, and Victoria ended up taking that one. I think she ended up on 22 or something.
I'm trying to relocate, but you can keep coming.
And I ended up on 16 and Andrew on 12, but Andrew did have the leopard on Monday and the lions roaring. And I think Victoria had an unfair advantage in that little competition. She went out in the morning, she didn't deal with that early afternoon heat, well, the afternoon heat of the early parts of afternoon game drive, which makes everything quiet. And we have half an hour of night time on these drives, so we kind of only had an hour window. I am making up a whole lot of excuses, yes. Okay, we're coming down into the valley here, so we're not too far from Leopard Dam now. There's some impala ahead of us, so I'm just going to slow down. We can focus in on them. Although it's a little bit broken up because of the trees. Just one female that I've seen. There are some more to the right by the looks of it. Just going to roll forward a little bit, see if we get a better angle on those impala.
Any updates?
Good afternoon. I think you're the third leadwood station out this afternoon. There are some rhinos around Lowveld Dam and then some around Hippo Track on Kaya.
Copy that, thank you.
Oh, quite a few impala here.
Another one in a rhino bull at the Lemondoran Creek. I'm leaving the lock, open lock.
And they're gone, they're all running off here. And a welcome to our pack members. Barbara, welcome back to the pack drives. Elsa, Christine, Mary, Betty, Connie, and I think that's everybody. If I've missed you, do let me know. Andrew's pointing at something while listening.
Well, I heard European bee eaters.
I think you did hear European bee eaters. That would be them arriving, which is quite nice. It is something that we're having at the moment. All of the migrants coming our way. But yeah, welcome to this afternoon's game drive, everybody. Nice to have you with us, all of our pack members. Connie and Barbara are getting the experience behind the computer rather than in person like they had last week and, well, this week as we round off the week this afternoon. I trust you both had safe travels home. It was so nice having you here for a little bit.
Stand by,
Alright. I can already feel it seems to be cooling down quite a bit. And there are big clouds rolling in. When we were leaving camp, Victoria was saying, oh, you guys are going to get rained on. I don't know if we'll get rain in the next 2 hours, but maybe tonight as it is forecast. Only about 1 millimeter, so that's nothing really. Just enough to settle the dust, really. Okay, so Leopard Dam's just to our left here. I'm just taking it slow before we loop back around towards it on the other side. There are some monkeys. And we'll just sit there for a little bit, take in the monkeys, I think, although they're already running away. Every single time we leave camp, Andrew says, I think we're going to see a leopard.
What? She's that.
I think he's just saying these things now because he's found one. And Victoria and I are still dying to see our first leopard on Rietspruit. Oh, they're running. I don't know if you saw the duiker running off. Quite typical of them, not hanging around for us. We also had a steenbok just before we went live. It always happens just before we go live. There are the monkeys on the other side. Hello everybody, or everyone of Betty's family that is joining us this afternoon. I hope you have an enjoyable game drive with us. Connie says hello, Andrew.
Hello.
So does Barbara. Welcome, Brian. There's a bit of a breeze and we're sitting here in the shade watching these vervet monkeys, and it is quite nice. It is cooling down when we're sitting here now. I feel like being that monkey that's lying down there in frame, just collapsing in a heap. It's so hot out here. It's found a nice shady spot and a little young one looking for insects on it there. It's always nice when somebody tickles you. That older vervet monkey is loving life. Looks like another small one coming along to see what's going on. We're not going to participate. There's always a troop of vervet monkeys here close to Leopard Dam. You quite often see them here. Mary wants to see about 50 Wildbeest. We're going to head into the area that we did release those Wildbeest a couple of days ago and see if we are able to see any. There's also reports of, what's the cheetah's name? Mabai and her cub in that area where we did release those 56 Wildbeest a couple of days ago. It was quite an experience. Part of being in a closed system is managing the game on the reserve, and Wildbeests are one of the species that lions take a liking to. So the wildebeest numbers have been quite low on the Rietspruit, and we finally managed to find some wildebeest which we introduced back into the park. When was it? On Friday? Yeah. And we found out the night before that we were going to be doing this, and I was to be expecting them from any time from 4 a.m. Basil and I were all ready because we were going to film their arrival and their release. And the wildebeest arrived at, I think it was close to 2:30 in the afternoon. And it's the first time I've ever done any sort of form of game capture. So it was a nice experience figuring out the process. And they get kept in different crates on a truck so that there's not too many moving around, little compartments. There were about 10 in each compartment. There were 6 of these compartments and what are containers. There are vents in the top, and it's open in the top, just struts across the top so that they don't jump out or anything. And they were quite content to stay in, although they had been traveling all day. Some of them were really not in a hurry to leave what they had become comfortable in. It took a little bit of encouraging to get them out. But eventually all 56 of them came out of the crates, and that was nice to see them all running. Eventually, when they came out, they did make us work, especially the first set. So it was a nice experience. And hopefully we will see a bit more activity. I think something just caught my eye, sorry. It looks like a duiker walking to the right of where the monkeys are, but in the long grass. I don't think Andrew's going to be able to find it now. It was a nice experience, a nice part of the job to be exposed to. I'm sure we'll have a bit more of that. Oh, there is another duiker, a little bit more open, right of the road. Oh, it's moving away again, Andrew. Yeah, it's... Yes, Barbara, they all arrived and they were all well moved off away from the release site, which was at Boskamp, where there's a ramp. And that's apparently where a bye-bye is. So we'll pop in there, see if there are any wildebeest lurking around still in that area. I'm sure they would have moved. Boskamp is on top of the crest, and what wildebeest tend to do just after arriving in a new place is go downhill to try and find water. And that would have taken them either to Sequoia Dam or here to Leopard Dam. This was probably closer. And on Saturday morning, I know Victoria was on drive. She saw black rhinos. Briefly, she also watched a lioness from next door trying to hunt one of the wildebeest, which was on our side. So there was a fence between them. It was quite an interesting interaction. If you were watching on Saturday, our Saturday morning. One of the things with wildebeest is you can't, when you do get wildebeest in, they're often not lion savvy because they haven't been exposed to lions. So it takes a little bit of taking or getting used to for them as they climatize. I don't know where the lions are at the moment. Hopefully not around the wildebeest. They will learn quickly. Maybe the wildebeest came from an area near Tabazimbi, which is a town, it's about 5 hours from here by vehicle. And it's just a property that doesn't have any predators, so they had a bit of surplus in the wildebeest population, and we could get some wildebeest there to supplement our population here on the Rietspruit. And this is the thing with closed systems. They're on these game reserves. If there aren't predators, the populations get too high for what the land can cope with, and you have to manage them and move them off and bring new genetics in, and we move the animals around these closed systems to try and replicate what would happen in a natural system. So yeah, they had too many wildebeest on the land, and they wanted to remove a few, and we have few wildebeest here on the Rietspruit, so we wanted a few, and so we bought them from that reserve near Tabazimbi. So hopefully they settle and adjust to having predators around them pretty quickly. Nice to sit here and watch these vervet monkeys grooming each other, looking for external parasites, just plucking them off. It's important in social behavior in animals that live in groups. Grooming is a very important element of social bonds. And you see baboons and vervet monkeys do it a lot. Reaffirms bonds and connections within the troop. Look how long that tail is on that vervet monkey. Well, here comes a duiker from the right, Andrew, by the spillway. They might come down for a drink. This might be one of the best opportunities to watch a duiker. It's what happens when you sit quietly at water. Often animals come down for a drink, especially on a hot day like today. The reflection of the duiker on the water there with that light coming through is so nice. Another one coming. You'll see the other one coming now into frame from the right hand side. Well, maybe not, it just stopped. You see an interaction between these two. It's a female and a male coming for their afternoon drink. Oh, that light is beautiful. Oh, thank you, Matthew.
Pulling out of this from combat.
Mary tells me that my brother is singing my praises on the public channel. So shout out to him. Yeah, Barbara's not wrong. When you drive around the Rietspruit, all you tend to see are these duikers running away from you. So Barbara has an insight into what we have to contend with when we want to try and get them on camera. So this is quite a nice treat to have a duiker, two duikers coming to drink in front of us. Thank you, Barbara, for proving to our pack members that there are a lot of duikers on the Rietspruit. I find myself always saying, oh, there's a duiker, there's a duiker, there's a duiker. And we can hardly get them on camera because they are running away. I thought we would get a Steenbok on camera now this afternoon, but as is quite typical, just before we go live, it ran away. It was a little male. That's a nice start we're having there to our afternoon game drive. Oh, troop of vervet monkeys and then a couple of duikers. I think this is actually the first time I've pulled my camera out while on drive. Not often you get a good opportunity to photograph something like a duiker, so hopefully those turn out all right. Okay. That's nice. We are from here. Let's go around to the Boskamp area, see if we can find any of those Wildbeest, and maybe see if bye.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I can't remember her name. I've got to get confirmation from Andrew every time I want to say it. See if we can find bye and her cub. I haven't seen them yet. I have seen the two boys though, which is quite nice. I hadn't seen Cheetah on the Rietspruit for a little while since we had been here, about 2 weeks. And then, as some people have noticed, I go for a little morning walk. If you may have seen on Giraffe Cam, it's quite a nice scene. You can actually see the clouds coming in over the mountain range there, but it's a nice time of day over the water here. And Victoria and I went for a walk, and there was a funny little drag mark on the road, and out of the grass in front of us, about 5 meters away, jumped these two Cheetah brothers, fence and line. And it was quite amazing actually. They didn't completely run away. They were quite happy with us being there. We didn't move too quickly. Not the first time I've had cheetahs on foot, but it was a little bit unexpected. And then I don't know, that afternoon, was it that afternoon? It was that afternoon. They came onto the reservoir by camp. You would have seen on Giraffe Cam, if you looked at the live streams on the live cameras, the two brothers were there drinking from the reservoir. And then on the Zoom drive with Andrew that afternoon, they caught an impala. Very special. Andrew's first kill on camera, I think he said. As a guide. The two cheetahs caught this impala. Mary was treated to quite the afternoon drive. The cheetahs drinking from the reservoir and then walking down, and Andrew made this decision to loop ahead of them, and they got this impala, which was quite something. to catch it on camera. Okay, so where do we want to go from here? Yeah, this way. You've had a good week, eh? Andrew's had a really good week of it. He saw the leopard at Sequoia Dam on Monday. On Thursday's Zoom drive, he watched the cheetahs make a kill. Not bad at all. Mary, how do you rate Thursday's drive with Andrew? 10 out of 10, Andrew's saying. Don't feel pressured to do the same. Let us know in the comments there. It's just a pity Andrew can't do well at birding. I wasn't much better there. Game on. Oh, we're going to have to do it again.
Crack 30.
Crack 30. I think now with the migrants coming, the yellow-billed kites are back, the Wahlberg's eagles are back. It sounds like the European bee-eaters we just heard at the beginning of drive are returning. Some of the swallows, greater striped swallows are back. There was a Klaus's cuckoo seen at the Critter Cam a couple of mornings ago. So the best time for birding is going to be in the summer months when all of the migrants are returned from their winter spots, Northern Africa into Asia, Europe, where they avoid our winters. And that's when birding will get good. So we will try and maybe do that a little bit, well, in time to come. Maybe do it a little bit more frequently, a little bird drive. Try and see how many we can get. Also got to learn the knack of positioning the vehicle so that the cameraman can see the gap that I can see for a bird. Little rattling testicular flew out of the grass here. Speaking of those walks that we do when we saw that cheetah, I've got a friend who started watching, and I had a phone call with him the other day and he's like, oh, I saw you on giraffe cam. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, you're going for a walk 700 meters. And I'm thinking, he's been a little bit of a weirdo. He went on to Google and traced the little route that we were walking and told me what it's, yeah. I was a little bit confused when he started telling me about these things. So he also gave me the heads up, I guess, of what that camera can actually see if we're going to continue doing these walks. There's always somebody watching, eh? But also I might have to reconsider our options in terms of trying to do walks or runs. Runs a little bit dodgy, I would say now, to go for a little run in the bush, even though it's mostly along the fence and close to camp. And normally what we have been doing, Victoria and I, is walking the loop to make sure that there isn't anything that we should be concerned about before going on what is a bad excuse of a run. I'm so unfit. I'm trying to get fit. And it is 700 meters and then do a loop around the house and it gets a kilometer. But after our cheetah encounter, thankfully it was a cheetah and not the lionesses or leopard or something like that. That's a little bit scarier than a cheetah is. We might have to reconsider our decisions. I'm trying out these air, they're not AirPods, but it's better than all the cables that earphones have to chat back to camp, and it keeps making noises in my ear. So I don't know if it's always working or the battery's running out. Still trying to figure it out, but it is a lot better than having all the cables and a different phone sitting here. I don't want to miss anything that Basil's going to tell us from final control. What are those? Some Cape Starlings, I think. Flew off. There's a big bank of clouds coming in. The sun is gone. The sun has disappeared behind these clouds, and that hot days like today, a little bit of wind picking up, brings in these clouds and these weather systems, but it's completely different now. Okay, it is cool and pleasant. It's what a way to spend a Sunday afternoon out on game drive. Okay, so we're not too far from Boskamp now. Is this where Victoria saw the black rhino? Somewhere here, hey?
I think it was more on short.
Yeah, which is just down that way. Okay, so that is what it is. Yeah, so Victoria had the black rhino and calf not far from here on Saturday morning. Those of you that were watching might have seen their bums as they ran away, which is quite typical of what a black rhino does. Here on Hofpad. And this is where we dropped the Wildbeest off. I haven't seen any yet. I don't know if they would stick around. We had to offload them here as there's a ramp, so it's safe for them to come off the truck. And the lions had a zebra kill on the other end of the Boskamp airstrip. So they may not have hung around here for very long, although it is quite nice and open. I don't know what the radio they're talking about. Try and figure it out just now. Okay. It would be really nice to see Mabai and her cub. Still trying to meet the characters of Rietspruit. Oh, there's some kudu. I don't know if they're gonna. It's quite thick. I'm gonna see if I can find a gap. There is it looks like a female kudu and just one younger kudu there. It is quite thick. Hopefully they don't run away and we can get a gap to have a look at them. They are watching us suspiciously, waiting for us to stop before they run off. The other day I was talking about that behavior with duiker. They just wait and hopefully that they blend in with their camouflage. Like I said, oh, there's a red-billed oxpecker on that kudu. I'm just going to roll forward so that Andrew doesn't have that branch. If the car will roll, nope. I've got to start. Look at that kudu. Look at those ears and the ever-present oxpecker. They're such a beautiful antelope species. Hello Sue, welcome. Oh, there go the kudus. Hello CJ. And there's my brother, he's now joined this link. I think my brother's been working and hasn't been able to watch any of them, so he's saying it's awesome. He's also got family bias there. Okay, let's carry on. We are not far from... Who saw Mabai this morning? Do you know, Andrew? No idea. Yeah, neither did I. As we were leaving, Victoria said, oh, Mabai is near Boskamp, southern end of the airstrip, so go and have a look for her. I didn't see exactly where, so we'll see. We will try and find her. Otherwise, we're not too far from Sequoia Dam. We can pop down there. See the ramp from here? Not really. Let's just see if we get any sign here. So we're on the Boskamp airstrip now, and this is where those reports that Victoria told us about Mabai and her cub were. Oh, trying to find a cheetah. They lie flat, just their heads popping up, often at the base of a bush. It has been hot. So they just might be in the shade somewhere, although now it's cooling down really quickly. It would be quite nice if they were up and moving, which you'd expect from a cheetah in these kind of conditions. Bit windy. Can we go down here?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a yellow-billed kite. Let's see if it's going to sit still. And if Andrew can get it. There it is. We're talking about them. Oh, has it got a kill? That's cool. Where's it going to go? Let's see if we can follow it. Maybe it will find a perch. It looks like it has a small rodent of sorts. I can't really hear the radio. I've kept it quite low.
Like from Gala. Yeah, so no, really tall. Kuluma. I thought I think it's in the leopard dam inflow. Yeah, I was seeing I wasn't move away from in here. And that is a big area. Eastern side of that, leopard dam inflow. Okay, copy. How is the visual looks like? Now I'm trying to go in again. The time I found it was 5-5. But they just moved maybe 8 meters away, then they lay down again. Okay, copy, thank you. I'll be doing you in less than 10 minutes. Okay, copy.
Do they say there's lions?
I heard him go.
Yeah. Apologies, I missed that update. Can you just go with that update, please? Sorry everybody, I'm just trying to get an update here on what's been going on the radio. Sounds like somebody's found lions, but I'm not sure entirely where they are. They were saying Leopard Dam, but earlier I heard them talking about Mamba Dam. We've just been at Leopard Dam. Yeah. And this yellow-billed kite is just gone. You can just see it, a speck in the distance there, flying away. Which is the station talking about the lions?
last station, can you repeat?
Sorry, I missed the update you're talking about now. What sighting have you got there?
The lions, right.
And the location of those lions?
Northern side of Wolf Part, in between Madrid Part and Yorkshire Part, and east of Leopard Dam, into close to Wolf Part, not too far.
Copy. I think it's Mamba Dam.
Crocodile, BCC.
I don't know what's going on the radio, yeah. I think
Last station, come again. A big crocodile, BCC, waterfowl crocodile, BCC.
they've got a crow. Look at those mountains. That is beautiful. They found a big crocodile at Hippo Dam. Welcome to this afternoon's drive, Rosemary. Beautiful mountains on this open section that is the airstrip. You can see two fences, just the fences on either side of the airstrip to try and prevent animals running across, because it is quite thick here when planes are landing. So that's why there's the fences. You can do a flyby, see that nothing's on the airstrip, and then you can land safely without animals running across in front of you. There's some really, yeah. So Andrew's saying this is where the lions were when we did the release of the Wildbeest, and then I'll show you where we released the Wildbeest now and just see if there's any sign of a bye-bye there. It is so pleasant now to be on drive. Yeah, so it looked like that yellow-billed kite had a rodent of sorts in its talons, but it didn't want to perch on a tree close by, so we could have got a better look at that. But speaking of a yellow-billed kite, this week's picture, and remember this is the last day to get your hands on it, is Andrew's photograph of a black-winged kite. So just send the word switches to info@paintedog.tv to get that high-res image sent to you. Okay, I'm just checking some of my connections here. It seems like my connection with FC is broken down. Hello. That's rude. Just getting overtaken there. Okay, I'm connected back with camp so I can hear what they're doing. I'm just gonna copy. Now I've got an eyes full of dust. Okay, look at those mountains, so beautiful.
Yeah, then I can hear you all the way here on Horseback now.
So you're just going to stop our...
I have someone Horseback now as well. I'm approaching here by the Poma. I would like to grab a standby. I can do it.
We're just gonna pop right here.
Copy, thanks.
You can see that ramp there. There it is, there. That's where the Wildbeest were released. So there's the ramp, so the truck would park over here, and then the Wildbeest come down the ramp off the truck, and they ran off in both directions. And there's not a single one here at the moment, which is nice. It means they've moved off. We need to try find them. And I don't know where Mabai is. It would be nice to see her. Okay, I'll turn around. It's quite a nice spot. The ramp, the mountains, beautiful out here. It's nice and clear because of the airstrip. Okay, well, with the lions being quite close, I think let's try and make our way towards them and see what they're up to, if they are indeed at Leopard Dam. We were right there. I think so too. Andrew's saying he doubts that it's Leopard Dam. Yeah. The station with the lions. I'm keen on that rotation. Just confirm it, you're at Leopard Dam or Mamba Dam?
I'm on the Leopard Dam inflow.
Okay.
Close to Hope Path. If you come from Mamba Dam, you pass that drainage line, maybe 20 meters away. Then on the northern side, where there's a little bit of static area.
Copy. So they're at Mamba Dam. They're at the deep slot.
Sounds like.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't know where he's getting leopard from.
Yeah. Oh, that's framed really nicely. These coolie that we saw earlier have moved a little bit. And she was looking straight through those trees at us. And they've gone into the thick stuff, as we get used to. Betty, I don't know about a hide, unless you're talking about when we were at Leopard Dam. There is a hide there, but not here by the airstrip. And then the dogs, I think they're fine. I haven't seen them. I haven't got any updates. Well, I haven't seen them recently. Betty asking if there's any updates on them. I'm sure they are around. The last I heard is that they were on Kaya. And with the lions being down this side.
Leopard Junction, Leopard Road, Leopard Dam Road. Masai come down on Leopard Dam Road.
Everybody's confused about exactly where these lions are.
From Brent to Mamba Dam. In that info on that spot.
Yeah, so they've just corrected that they're actually at Mamba Dam. I just got confused with what Leopard Dam and inflow and.
Just waiting for the one station to arrive, then I'll leave. I'm coming from Rietspruit Park. I crossed it in drainage. I'm now at Leopard Dam Road. Yeah, I think you are not yet. You didn't pass yet. Come straight and go to Mamba.
Where did you have my bye-bye the other day?
Here. They are letting you to come in.
Yeah.
That big green zone.
Yeah, Andrew saw my bye-bye and her cub here. It's so important to be good on the radio. It saves so much time. I've been a little bit distracted. Sorry about that. Radio has been a bit all over the place with these lions. So the dogs are avoiding where the lions are going. The dogs were down here before the two cheetahs were here. So middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday.
An update for the price, please.
And then the two cheetahs came, so they moved away, and then the lions were down here.
And that you are heading in. Once you pass that drainage line there, just look on your left hand side to see where I go in.
They're still trying to find each other with these lions. Beautiful mountains. So yeah, the dogs will avoid lions. Wild dogs generally, they select areas that have good high amounts of potential prey species, but also low densities of lions. And often lions are found where there's a lot of prey and they do spend sort of time, but they'll try and get away from where lions are. So they're up in Kaya, and when the lions go up to Kaya, they come down to us all the way down here. But it's nice to have the dogs moving around a bit across the property at the moment, which is always great. They did spend quite a bit of time near our camp along the fence there, as if they were looking, well, we want to go that way. And now they're moving around a lot more, which is nice. We were a bit worried for a stage that they were looking for a way out, moving up and down the fence. But they're just getting to know their surroundings and figure out where they are and what they have available to themselves. But now that they've moved away from that fence, which is I think where the other dogs that were released a few months ago went straight out by that fence. So there were concerns from us that they would do the same, but they haven't. They've stuck around. They're just moving around quite a bit, staying away from where those lions are. It's cooling down so nicely. So nicely. Okay, so those reports that Victoria told us about my bye-bye and her cub were from this morning. So she could be anywhere now.
Come on this good track or you come on like off-road. No, for when you left in the morning, just left right there. They didn't go far from there.
A few kudu from today.
The area now. Yeah, the thing is, some of them they start moving slowly west. But they move and slip, move and slip. There's another two now they're moving. Maybe they'll pop out the part where they want to bump Mamba Dam to Poole.
They're at Mamba Dam. They think they might go to the dam to drink, so I am keen to try and show you lions drinking. We'll see. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out exactly how far away I am from that area. Not too far, 5 minutes or so, hey Andrew? The stations with the lions, I'm about 5 out. Can I keep making my way?
Yeah, I can make it slowly. I want to try to go out, then to leave the station unlocked.
Copy. Something that I can't get over while driving on these roads is just the view of these mountains. Andrew's told me that this is one of his favorite roads on the property because of the backdrop of the mountain range behind or in front of you if you're driving south down the road. And he showed me a couple of his photographs of animals walking towards him with that as a backdrop. I can't wait for when I have animals walking towards me here, try and get some nice pictures. Maybe tonight the lions will do us good. So we saw those lion tracks before drive.
Yeah.
We just didn't follow up. I thought they were a lot older. I wonder how long they've been down here. Where were they yesterday? You know. Okay, so they were quite far. It'd be nice if we can spend a little bit of time with the lions. If they are moving and go and drink and carry on moving this evening, it will be quite nice. Going into summer, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities to watch the lions moving around because of the heat. So if they're moving around now, it'll be good. Look at that sun dipping behind the mountains shortly. Over there. That is pretty. I'll try and stop now when we get a gap behind this tree, or the road turns to face directly towards the sun. Be quite nice. There we go. It's actually going behind the clouds and not the mountains. But I think that's going to be the last of sunlight for this week. Okay, there goes the sun for today. What you often find happens is these clouds and these weather systems, they come in and they hit the escarpment and follow it around and then sort of come over. It seems to be what's happening now. One thing I've noticed, having been here for 2.5 weeks now at Painted Dog, is the wind is pretty intense at the base of these mountains. And as the winds come, the prevailing wind is generally from the southeast, and it comes and it hits the mountains and races past us. And you really feel it. When was it? Friday? Just out of nowhere, there was. Andrew thought he was going to blow away in his tent. Okay. I wonder, I don't know if it's that drainage line or that drainage line. Because he was saying inlet to Leopard Dam, which that's not really an inlet to the dam, but it's the line that goes to the dam that we just went through. But I'm sure it's this drainage line here, which is actually the beginning of the Diepsloot. Here their tracks are. So this is where the lions walked. Way better tracks than we saw earlier. We went up this way. Not this road, but the next one. And had the tracks which were older, so we didn't think it was worth following up. But we are here.
In the Sodic area.
Alright, so the lions are here. They appear to be walking across.
That's on no spot. You can name it there. They're coming out there. Copy.
Copy. There's Gareth in the area of the lions. So really thick. Just trying to see if we can get a glimpse of them walking through here. There's a road there, hey? Is there? Not. Okay. But surely Easterfox is here somewhere? There we go. There's the two boys. Look at that. Oh, these are beautiful lions. Got them. Noses down to the ground, scent marking there, following the pride. I'm just going to get a bit ahead of them, see if we can get them coming towards us. Oh. Still learning to drive here. Kinky tail's leading the way. You can see that tail, it stands out so blatantly now that I know the difference between the two. And on the road in front of the lionesses, oh, we are going to have a great afternoon with these lions moving. They're on a mission. He's walking quite quickly here. These lions are so beautiful. These two male lions. Whoa. Coming to lie down, yeah. I wonder who it's worth following. The boys are going to follow the girls. You want to swing around to, you've got the line, you'll keep it on them. These boys are just following them. Yeah. This is where the females came out on the road. The tracks emerge here. So those males are going to come out on the road and follow them. I don't want to miss the lionesses getting to the dam though, so I think we'll stay with them because the males are going to follow them down towards the dam, which is where they're going. And on a hot day like today, I wouldn't be surprised if they went down to have a drink. The closest water for them would be Mamba Dam. And it's nice that they're moving away from our Wildbeest. They can keep moving that way. Not that we've seen any of the Wildbeest.
Kevin, getting by about any updates? There's a couple of stations that are out on Lowveld. I'm not sure how many. And then Cheetah was two rhinos, a mom and a calf.
Oh, it's the whole pride as well. That's lovely.
South. One big field. The pride are on Hoofpad, heading west towards Mamba Dam. Okay, copy, thanks. I've got elephant tracks here near my house, crossing the road, but I think they've gone up towards Lodge Ban, maybe. Okay, copy.
I'm trying to think of where to go.
Ready, copy?
The boys are behind us there, so just try position for that.
Ready, copy? Stand by. Baba.
Swing that camera around. That's beautiful. Something was disturbed in the drainage line. There was an alarm calling at these lionesses here. Look at the intensity in his eyes as he's trying to keep up with the females.
Big boy here.
Got a massive cut on the side of his face there. The other night we were talking about them having a bit of politics between these two males and a bit of a scrap between them, and Kinky Tail's just passed.
Those elephant tracks changed direction. They went down towards the Sunstrait.
Gus has a massive cut on the side of his face. I don't know if you could see it there on camera. A scent mark here. Must I say something?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vehicles. I mean, you can't really tune lovers because lovers found them. But I don't know who those people are. Just locked up.
Yeah. Is this lovers here?
There's those lovers doing a return now. Locked up.
Here comes the second male. It's just a lot of vehicles in this area now. It's not very nice for the lions. He's also got a cut there by his left eye.
Guy on the Blaubank, somebody give me a number. Number 4. Sorry, I couldn't hear that very well. Did you say number 4? Are you there?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to be too close.
Yeah, I'm leaving the look of the pride. Now they're approaching Mama Dam with a couple of the shields.
Huh?
Unlock. The elephant cluster heading south now along the beach road.
Hi, how are you? I'm good, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. No, you can carry on. We're going to loop around. There's now 5 vehicles here.
He just driving. This wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
That's why the guy was got past.
There's a bit of confusion with where they were. They met leopard inlet and
Including confusion on this side part here. That's why we bombed the sighting.
yeah,
Because we were, I bet this was completely accidental, you know, but anyway.
yeah.
Are you Gareth?
Yes.
Hi.
How's it going?
Johan Colleen.
How's it?
Nice
I
to
met
meet
your
you.
wife,
Okay,
Victoria.
Victoria.
yes, at the TMI meeting.
Okay, nice, cool.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to try and sneak out of this. We're actually going to Mamba Dam, but no, these clowns are there. Okay, so
Of your vehicle?
It's some Wi-Fi.
It's a Starlink.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Starling.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around that way and try and get into the fence there and loop around.
Okay. So
All right.
you fight, so we're not in your way.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not going to be. We'll just go this way then.
Enjoy your evening.
Likewise.
Cool. Yeah. That's my job. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. All right. You should be fine now. Yeah. Enjoy your afternoon. Cool. Cheers. All right. because of the radio issues earlier, you see what happens. So many cars end up in the same place because they don't think that they're anywhere near the lions. So just give us some space. Some people have moved away now. We can carry on. I think we're still the third person. So we're going to go down. We might have missed them going to the dam now just because there's quite a few vehicles. Sorry about a bit of, I don't know, been a bit all over the place there the last 10 minutes or so. But this is why radios are so important. So important. So you don't have confusion like this. Leopard dam, mamba dam, people are going to mamba dam for sundowners, bumping into animals that they shouldn't be bumping into. And yeah, it seems like everything's settling down now, which is good. Try and catch up to the lions again. We'll also just sit at a distance if there is one too many cars here, and because we can obviously zoom in with the camera, and we'd rather do that. How do we get around here now to the other side, Andrew?
Get a bypass him and race through and cut the back block.
Okay. Relying on the experience of Andrew. I don't have the experience. They are coming right down to the dam for an evening drink, as we suspected. How many cars there are here? Hello. How many? Just two. Okay, so some sensors come back around. It's quite thick in here, hey? Looks like I go all the way around to the airstrip. Okay. Okay, hold on for the ride. While Andrew has to hold on, the rest of you can just sit back and enjoy a cup of coffee or an evening beverage. We're gonna get around, try and have the view from the other side of the dam. Oh, there goes a duiker. They do choose the little banded mongoose on the road. That's pretty cool to see. They do come into camp. Sometimes you see them drinking from critter cam or camp cam. They're so cute. They actually relax down. This is what's quite nice about having the camera. It can zoom in.
Coming. Coming, Terence. Obey.
It's the music.
Five.
I thought there was a duiker. I heard some music coming from here, and at first I thought maybe there was something killing a duiker. Not the case. Music from the little staff house for the staff that work on Blowbunk. I was quite confused for a minute there. Okay, let's keep up. Nice to see the banded mongoose living in that big group scurrying away. We might even catch the lions here on the fence if they've walked past the dam. This is where I walk in the mornings, and this is where we had the two Cheetah brothers the other morning. They jump out of the grass in front of us. Then they came and scent marked trees around us. We backed out of that area. Some rhino scrapings there, territorial markings of a rhino. That little road.
That's the track we made.
See, these are the things when you start in a new place, you don't quite know all the little tricks to get around and get ahead of animals. So this is what you learn with time, experience. Apparently it's the one thing you can't buy, huh? Andrew has all the experience here.
Just up ahead here.
This little track.
Yeah.
Like this one here? Okay. Doesn't look like much at all. We drove here the other night with, was it you and Matt? Yeah. It's nifty to know all these little spots to get around, and it's even better being in a small little vehicle like this that you can get through them all. Don't mind that. Earlier we did pass Mamba Dam and we had a little bushbuck here drinking. Not saying I've seen too much down here. You go up towards Leadwood and you get the fig tree forest. There's lots of bushbuck up there. And earlier when we were watching the male lion walk down the road towards us, the females disturbed something. There was a bark. I wouldn't be surprised if it was this bushbuck that spends time on the drainage line here by Mamba Dam, sounding the alarm. There are still 3 vehicles here. I think we've missed them drinking. This would have been a really nice spot to have come earlier, but there was a bit of a traffic jam coming down here.
With Bengalas, I'm 5 minutes out. Can I please approach?
Just stand by, there's too many vehicles in the sighting for the time being.
Yeah, I think we can come straight. I'm gonna pull out now.
Everybody might start leaving them. They've got a way to get back home, and fortunately for us we can spend some time with them as they're coming right to home. This lion just flopped down here next to the car.
Sharon's coming. Sharon's coming.
Let's keep going. Good evening. How you doing? Good, thanks. She's lying down there. The rest of the front, we could have waited here for them. We raced past and then had to turn around. Okay, let's. I'm just going to try and get a little bit further up here, Andrew, and then we can sit here and use the zoom of the camera. These boys are beautiful. Such a nice way to finish our week. We did essentially drive through Mamba Dam now. It's drying out quite quickly as we get to the end of the dry season. Mary, we're in anticipation of this rain that's going to soon come. Maybe not today or the weeks, but as we go into August, that's when we start to get the rains. You can see the build-up of those clouds. This kind of happens. Hot days, and eventually it builds up and you get these thunderstorms. There's nothing better than a thunderstorm in the Lowveld. Builds up, builds up, builds up. It almost gets unbearable at times, the temperatures. It gets really humid, and then you get the rain that comes down. These lines are going straight to camp here.
Going to my tent.
Going to Andrew's tent to go and play with his weights again. Pull out the guide ropes. And then those dams will fill up, and I don't think we'd be able to do what we just did by driving through there like that. So they've had a walk, they've had a drink, and now they're going to continue going. Potentially look to hunt into the evening here. So it looks like the lions might be drinking at the dam, or the cam, one of the lionesses. The other four are going to follow suit. There's one at the camp cam. So they're all going to go up there too. There's nowhere to really loop around there. There's just a vehicle leaving, a vehicle arriving. We'll yeah, so we've got the lions here. Two of the lionesses have gone up and they're drinking at Camp Cam. We'll try and get past them when the vehicle leaves that's in front of us. We'll make some, not as nimble as our little chimney to get around. The big cruisers take a bit of juggling here by the looks of it. Sometimes it's better just to ask somebody to move around, and it makes it life easier for the bigger vehicles, but that's not the case. I'm going to move. Let's follow these lionesses, try catch them drinking at Camp Cam. Alrighty, look how easy that is when you got a small little chimney like us. We've got lion roadblocks, lions drinking at camp. There's no real way around them, is there? They'll keep lying in the way. I wonder if we can go through there. You think? Sneak past those lines. Or if you can drive. Let's put this in low range.
I'm pulling out of this private.
Yeah, we're not going to get past them. It's going to be too close to get past them, but we'll sit here and enjoy them lying next to us. The two males are coming past as well. I don't want to squeeze past them and put them under pressure. Can enjoy those pink clouds in this evening sky. It's interesting, we've observed the lions walking through camp to come and drink at Camp Cam and then move to Mamba Dam. They don't like the movement of us in camp. And now some of them may have drunk at Mamba Dam, but they prefer going to Camp Cam where there's fresh water that gets pumped in there all the time, rather than the drying puddle that is Mamba Dam, as Mary mentioned there. They're going to continue through here and then we can loop around and get them drinking. Two boys are coming up now, you'll see them. Well, the one with the kink in his tail is standing right in front of us. Look at that mane, it's so beautiful. I can hear Victoria talking at camp. So this lioness moves off the road here. We're going to swing around and try and get to Camp Cam, where the males at least lying where we can bypass him. The rest of the lionesses went off the road there, so we'll see if she does the same thing. Just by that bolster that she's approaching, one of the ways that we maintain our roads. There we go. She's following them. Let's get around. See if we get her drinking at camp. This male lion is far enough away to get past. Good boy. And they're just going to keep following the females. He is beautiful. Okay, let's go around. We've been doing circles around these lions this afternoon. There's a lioness in front of us now. We can't get to Camp Cam because all the lions are in the road. There you go. Let me know, Andrew, when you want some spotlight. Got a big belly. Their way around to see if we get them drinking. Let's try. I'm going to do a bit of off-roading. She's a bit close to squeeze past. I don't like pushing right past the animals. Give them space. Let's see if we can find a way through here. Just go around here. Figure it out. I don't even know if that's the best option. You're driving around. Oh. I can't get this. Yeah. We just haven't got our timing in terms of getting around the lions before they lie in the road. But you'll see the lights of camp as we squeeze through here. She's just watching us like, what are you silly humans doing? Crashing through the bush. And they're all lying on the lawns. I've almost lost Andrew. He's going steady cam. All just lying here on the lawns. We are not going to get any lions drinking. So you can see that little light, that's Camp Cam behind the lioness on the left of frame. And then we've got 3 of the lionesses. Might have a nice little interaction between these two. A little greeting maybe. Bumping of heads. There we go, beautiful. ones are alert. They're all looking in the same direction. There is always a duiker around camp. And here come the males as well. We'll stay on the females. It's getting dark now. But they are coming between the tents there by Andrew and Basil's tent. Come and join the females lying here in the open areas of camp. This is why it may not be a great idea to go for a run in the morning. We'll get some light on them. The fifth lioness coming to join the others.
I'm responding to the tide. I'll be about 6 or 7 minutes.
Go make your way, given the at haste. No, they're lying just to the east of camp.
So you can keep coming over there.
Looks like we're going to have lions for company this evening.
I've got 2 rhino here on Sunset Lake, not far from Kudika.
Gonna get a sneeze or a yawn? Looks like she wants to sneeze.
Not far from me if you want them.
close, eh?
Oh shit, it's like looking up.
Andrew just had the lioness walk right past his leg. When this small little chimney, it's easy to drive around, but you also realize how small you are when the lionesses are walking past you and they're looking into the car. These three are just watching where the other two are and what they're doing. And then the male is lying somewhere behind them. I saw him walking through here a little bit earlier when it was lighter that I could see without the spotlight. The other lioness We're slowly getting surrounded by the lions. Drinking at the camp. There's a lioness drinking at Critter Cam if any of you want to look at that live stream. Might get a real close-up view of a lion drinking. Other one coming in front, Andrew. Okay, apologies. Basil's just informing me that live stream is currently down, unfortunately. We've got the two males coming in front of us now. Christine, this is definitely a size up from your squirrel that you get on your lawn. Got to have our wits about ourselves as we're walking around camp, or you, Andrew or Basil, moving between camp and the tent. You don't want to bump into this lot at night. He's a beautiful male lion. Look at that mane, so nice and full. See, they are all moving, so maybe they're going to move away from camp. They don't look like they necessarily need to go off hunting. They are opportunistic and will just take any opportunity that they can. But they're not... They look like they've got full bellies. They don't look like they're skinny and in need of a meal. He's got a nice little cut below his left eye there, fighting with his brother. Okay, let's see where they go. This is a really nice way to end the week. I think of many
Just watch your eyes.
better ways to spend a Sunday afternoon. Lions on the move. Which way are they going? Should we shoot around the other side of camp? We should, yeah. Before we get caught in the traffic jam of lions. Well, if I cannot figure out this gear. Gear 1 should not be doing that. Tough, yeah. Affirmative. These lions are going towards the reservoir. We've looped around and may have got it right for the first time this afternoon. See with that. Now they're going down the airstrip. I'm definitely not going to go for a run in the morning. This is where we had all those banded mongoose just now. Okay, we're going to get all these lions walking past us. Let's just position the first lioness. You'll see her in front of us now. There. We'll just wait here for the rest of them to come our way. And just see what happens. Enjoy the last little bit of this evening's drive. Beautiful. Here comes another lioness off to the right. One of the males. Look at that big cut on the side of his face, fighting with his brother. Mm-hmm. Dare I say it, are they going to give us a roar? Going to the right, there's the male coming. The scent marked the same bush that his brother just scent marked. Oh, it's big. Something's not agreeing with this lioness this evening. keeps looking to the right as if there is somebody else coming, but there isn't. Let's follow the lines. Let's follow the lines that are walking. Maybe it did look like he looked me straight in the eye there. I don't know if these lines just appear bigger than lines that I've worked with because I'm in a small little Jimny and not a big Land Cruiser. Probably is the case. But when they walk in that close to me, like you saw there, in that one frame with that male who walked past, nice and big. Let's sit with this boy. Sit with him or go to the others? Let's go to the others a little bit further down. We'll give them a little bit of time. We might just extend by a couple of minutes here and see if... What is that? Oh, diker. See if we get them roaring. We won't go too much longer, but I know it's now... We would normally have a couple of minutes left in the show. We'll extend by another 10 and just see if they do roar. It would be a lovely way to end the evening, end our week here on the Rietspruit. This has been a lovely afternoon drive. Spending some time with active lions. Of course. Just try, oh, I don't want to be too close to her. I thought we'd get a view of the male there, but not the case because there's an acacia. Just give them a bit of space. Turn around. And we can line the three of them up, but maybe just focus on the male there. Yeah, so we'll give them another 10 minutes. We'll sit for 10 minutes, so we'll finish the show at 20 to 7. We'll see if we get a roar, 20 to 7 our side, 10 more minutes. It's been a pleasure. If you do want to leave us at this time, it's been a great evening drive. Spent the last hour with these lions on the move. We'll just see if they do give us a roar. I still haven't heard them roaring close up. Yeah, there are lions calling. I think there's just some contact calling amongst them and not the lions next door roaring, which would then trigger these lions, I think. But it has been a great evening. Thanks for joining us. On Wednesday morning, we have a drive with Marine from Ingwe Research Project, which is a blackback jackal calling there. I don't know if you can hear it. It's like a fake attempt at a roar there. So tune in on our Wednesday morning for that drive, maybe get some insights of the leopards of the area. And then tomorrow evening, our time, we'll have another live drive. Comes a line in the distance, see if we can catch her walking towards them. There was kind of like a false roar. I don't know how else to call it. It wasn't a contact call. It sounded more like a beginning of a roar. They might roar for us here. This lot don't look like it there. They are contact calling. Can you hear her there, Andrew? Have you got her? You see that lioness behind that male? She's just sort of doing a contact call. You might see her mouth. Lights. Here comes the other male. Getting told off there. Something like that, see? The female was having none of it. And then he went to his brother for some reassurance. So even though they have been fighting a little bit, these two males, you can see a bit of scarring on their faces and quite a big cut on the one male's right cheek area. They still love each other. Here comes the female. Watch her walking towards the rest. Here comes another lioness. We've extended by 10 minutes. I don't know if we are going to get a roar here. They're all just regrouping. Ooh. We'll just see what plays out here. He's like he's walking with so much purpose. He doesn't want to get a swat. These two at the back look like they're playing a little bit. Oh, they were. Okay, there's the other lioness. I was wondering where the fifth lioness is. She's lying behind those acacias. Alright everybody, I think we're going to call our evening drive off there. This has been a wonderful way to spend a Sunday afternoon surrounded by the lions of the Rietspruit Game Reserve. I'm sure you've enjoyed this afternoon's drive, and I hope as much as I have. It's been really nice to see these lions active and moving about and interacting with one another, and a special way to end off this week. So for those of you that are ending your week off like we are here in South Africa, hope you have a good Sunday evening, and if you've still got a Sunday ahead of you, enjoy the last of the weekend, and we'll see you next week on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. For now, goodbye.